Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mixed Concepts channel. Back with another video. Yes, it's a bit unusual. I know I do talk about US cricket a lot, and I will talk about some of the US cricket. Instead of the US international cricket team, I'll be talking about Major League Cricket that started on Thursday. So right now I'm recording this on a Saturday in the US, and in a few hours time, the third and fourth game will be played in Oakland Coliseum. Yeah, the first two games were also played in Oakland Coliseum. The game on Thursday was between San Francisco Unicorns and the Washington Freedom. Well, based on the title, I did say the MLC has started off with a bang, and it did. In two different ways, of course. The first game was one-sided between San Francisco Unicorns and Washington Freedom, but Finn Allen, he started it off excellently. He started the tournament in an excellent way. I mean, San Francisco as a team scored 269 in 20 overs, and he himself, Finn Allen, scored 151 of 51. That is one of the craziest innings I've seen. 19 sixes. Yeah, it is a baseball stadium converted into a cricket stadium, so there will be uneven dimensions, so I do expect that we would see more high scoring games. That's what I was thinking in game two between Texas Super Kings and MI New York, but that ended up being a classical 180 thriller. And what I mean by that is, 185 was enough to win. But a lot of times 185 can be too much or can be too little. But the point is, an innings like Finn Allen's, that started off great. Well, Washington Freedom, they did give it a good crack initially, right? They were 80 for none in the fifth or sixth over, but then they lost every wicket immediately because they had to go for it. I mean, they needed to keep going at the rate, and that's the drawback when you're chasing a massive target. If it doesn't pay off, you're just gonna lose the wickets really quickly. And you saw it, right? The Freedom got all out in just 13.1 overs for 146, which is a bit unusual, right? 13.1 overs, the team gets all out, but they tried. They tried to go for it. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, when talking about USA and Oman and Canada Tri-Series, that the main purpose from the Major League Cricket I want to see is the American players playing well. In the first game, Sanjay Krishnamurti, I was good. Not me. Sorry, I'm not saying that I was good, but rather Sanjay Krishnamurti's performance was good. He had 4 sixes in a row against Roshan Narendra, and he played a decent innings, made 36. And Hassan Khan, yeah, he hasn't played for the US yet, but he had a good innings, scored 38. And more importantly, he also got 3 wickets, or 2 wickets to end the Freedom's innings, I believe. 3 wickets. And then Corey Anderson, he didn't have much to do. Well, Finn Allen did all the hard work. And some of the other American players, like Netravalkar, he got a wicket, but he also gave 57 in his 4 overs. That wasn't ideal from him. Ian Holland did get a wicket. And Andres House, that was a bit disappointing. He only got out for 2, but he's a top order batter, and he was batting at number 5 or 6 for Washington Freedom, and that's something that cannot happen, I would say. Because he's a top order player. He shouldn't be batting at number 5 or 6. That's too late for him. I know that the players ahead of him are like Mitchell Owen, Rachan Ravindra, Maxwell, and Glenn Phillips, who are really good players, but yeah, I genuinely believe Andres House has to bat either at number 3 or as an opener. And I think that's why Washington Freedom made the mistake. That's just my opinion. Doesn't mean much, because I'm not the one who can make the decision for Washington Freedom. But of course, the second game was a thriller between Texas and New York. I mean, based on the American players' performances, I was hoping more from Saiteja Mukamala and Milind Kumar. Mukamala only made 5 runs. Milind Kumar, he did have a start, made 19 until he got out. Calvin Savage, though, played pretty well, made 53 of 34. That was a really good innings. He helped form the partnership with Devin Conway, who made 65, and they got to that 185 for 6. Yeah, I didn't know Nosh Kendrick apparently was injured. I was surprised that he was not in the starting 11 for MI New York. But turns out he was injured, so that's unfortunate. Hopefully he'll be back soon so that he can play. Yeah, Sunny Patel, saw him for the first time. I don't really know who he is, to be quite honest. He bowled okay, got a wicket, but his batting wasn't good. Of course, the batting I was most impressed with was Monang Patel. Yeah, initially he was going really, really slow. Wasn't even he was playing like a test match, really. He was at one point I think 3 off 10, something really bad to start off. But he picked it up really well. And at the end, he made 62 of 44. It was a very unfortunate way he got run out. It was a complete miscommunication. In fact, the ball before that, Kyron Pollard's run out, that is one of the silliest runouts I've seen. Yes, that was just lazy from Pollard. If he had tried hard, he would have got this. He would have got the single, and he would not be out. Also, that's just great fielding from Daryl Mitchell. Daryl Mitchell, he had one great game, didn't he? He seemed to be the guy who was gonna lose it for Texas, but he redeemed himself and won it for Texas at the end, right? With the two runouts, thanks to his brilliant fielding awareness, and then the last over he defends 9 runs. That's just great from him. Yeah, New York, the last 2 wickets, those 3 runouts, I mean, they're just unfortunate. Even Trent Bolt's run out. How is it that he slips with the bat not in his hand and then he just gets out? Yeah, it seemed like this was the kind of game. It just felt that one team was way ahead, but then the other team comes back, and then they went into a winning position, and then they lost it, and then it went back and forth. And at the end, it was down to 5 of 1, and it was Texas that managed to win. And that's why I said MLC started with a bang. First 2 games, 2 different contrasting results from the neutral perspective, but 2 entertaining games nonetheless. One with one of the best knocks you would see in T20 history of Finn Allen's 151 of 51. And then the second game, a more traditional game with the traditional scores of 185, but it goes down to the last ball and what kind of twists and turns were present in the game. Excellent game from start to finish was the game between Texas and New York. Of course, well played to Texas. And Oakland Coliseum, yes, it was mainly made as a baseball stadium for the Oakland Athletics, and that is a story that I'm not really going to get into. But it is what it is. It's become a cricket stadium. It was built for baseball purposes. That's why the ground dimensions are quite uneven, but I mean, gotta work with it. I don't think it will gain international status for some time. It will take some time before it can be an official international stadium where USA can play on those games in the future. But it's a stepping stone, and hopefully more stadiums can emerge in the US and US cricket keeps improving. That's what really MLC is all about, to try and improve American cricket so that maybe in the future they could be a full member. So yeah, just quick thoughts on how the MLC has been. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, please do like the video, and I'll try to make weekly reviews on how MLC has been going. So this is basically MLC week 1 review, even though it's only been the first 2 games. So if I do make another video, it will be after the 6 or 7 games, or even 8 games pass by, if I do make it. Well, please do comment down below if you want to hear more about that. And until the next video, that'll be it. Thank you for watching, and bye.